Hey everybody, welcome to another evening of Holloman Storytime. Tonight we are going to read Dragon's Halloween. We're getting further and further into the month of October, and we're getting closer and closer to a holiday we have on October 31st called Halloween. I hope you enjoy this story. Dragon's Halloween by Dav Pilkey. This is kind of an extra special picture book because it has a table of contents. So there's actually 3 chapters in this book. So our first chapter is called 6 Small Pumpkins. The second chapter is called The Costume Party. And the third chapter is called The Deep Dark Woods. If you think about those chapter titles, can you make predictions about what might happen in the story? What do you think might happen in the chapter called 6 Small Pumpkins? What do you think might happen in chapter 2 called The Costume Party? What do you think might happen in the third chapter, The Deep Dark Woods? Okay, you have some ideas? Let's read and find out if we're correct in our predictions or maybe a little close, or how the story might be different. Chapter 1, 6 Small Pumpkins. It was October, and all the world was orange and brown. Dragon walked through the autumn leaves in search of a giant pumpkin. "I will find a pumpkin as big as a house," said Dragon. "Oh, what a scary jack-o'-lantern it will make." But when Dragon got to the pumpkin patch, all the big pumpkins were already gone. Only 6 small pumpkins were left, and they were much too small to be scary. Dragon loaded the 6 small pumpkins into his cart and brought them home anyway. What do you think he's going to do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small pumpkins? Later, as Dragon sat carving his small pumpkins, a fox and a crocodile came by. "What are you doing?" asked the fox. "I'm making scary jack-o'-lanterns," said Dragon. "Those pumpkins are too small to be scary," said the fox. "Just wait," said Dragon. What do you think he's gonna do? Dragon took one of the pumpkins and poked branches into its sides. "That pumpkin looks stupid," said the crocodile. "No one will be afraid of your silly jack-o'-lanterns." "Just wait," said Dragon. What do you think of this pumpkin so far? What does it look like to you? Dragon put candles into the pumpkins and they all lit up bright and orange. "Ha ha ha ha!" laughed the fox and the crocodile. "We've never seen such funny jack-o'-lanterns in all our lives." "Just wait," said Dragon. What do you guys think of Crocodile and Fox? Do you think they're being kind? They seem like they're being a little mean to Dragon. Excuse me. I'm curious what will happen. Finally, Dragon stacked the pumpkins on top of one another, and they were very tall. The fox and the crocodile stopped laughing. Their eyes became wide. They began to tremble and shake. What do you think of Dragon's pumpkins now? The fox and the crocodile ran off through the woods, screaming in terror. "What's the matter with them?" said Dragon. Dragon scratched his big head and looked up at the jack-o'-lanterns. "Ah, yeah!" screamed Dragon. What's happening to all of them? What are the pumpkins making them feel inside? They're feeling scared. Dragon ran into his house and hid under the bed. I did not know that 6 small pumpkins could be so scary, said Dragon. So did Dragon find something scary, even though he didn't find a huge, big pumpkin? Yeah, he did. He did a good job. Chapter 2, The Costume Party. What about Chapter 1? Is that what you thought the 6 small pumpkins was going to be about, or was it different? Let's find out what happens with Chapter 2. It was Halloween night, and Dragon was very excited. He had been invited to a Halloween costume party. Dragon tried to think of a scary costume to wear. Dragon could not decide whether to be a witch, a vampire, or a mummy. He thought and scratched his big head. What do you think he should be? One costume would be very scary, said Dragon, but 3 costumes would be very, very, very scary. So Dragon decided to wear all 3 costumes at the same time. First, Dragon put on a witch's hat and nose. I feel scary already, said Dragon. Next, Dragon put on a vampire's cape and teeth. Dragon could not talk very well with vampire teeth in his mouth. Flump, 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 said Dragon. Finally, Dragon wrapped himself up just like a mummy. Dragon hoped his costume would not be too scary. Dragon walked through the woods to the big costume party. Suddenly, the wind began to blow. Flash went the lightning. Boom went the thunder, and down came the rain. When Dragon finally got to the party, he was soaking wet and his costume was ruined. All of the animals began to laugh. Look at Dragon, they cried. Oh, what a silly costume. The animals laughed, and Dragon felt terrible. Yeah, I'd feel terrible too. It's not very kind to laugh at people. He walked over to a bench in the corner and sat down next to a big pumpkin. Suddenly, the bench broke, and the pumpkin flipped high into the air. Splat! Dragon was very dizzy. He stumbled around the room, covered with slimy orange pumpkin goop. When the animals saw Dragon, they screamed in terror. Eek, it's a monster! Cried the duck, who jumped into the pig's arms. Oh dear, cried the pig, who jumped into the hippo's arms. Who is it? Is it a monster? Help! 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 Cried the hippo, who jumped into the hamster's arms. Oh, goodness. Finally, Dragon pulled the pumpkin off his head. I am not a monster, said Dragon. I am only Dragon. The animals were very relieved, and soon everyone felt much better. Well, almost everyone. Uh-oh. Is that what you thought Chapter 2 would be about? That's not what I thought it would be about. Chapter 3. The Deep, Dark Woods. The moon was full, the sky was dark, and the stomach was empty. Dragon was very hungry. He walked home through the spooky forest, thinking of good things to eat. Softly, the wind began to blow. Woo, 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 woo. That was a scary sound. The wet leaves beneath Dragon's feet went squish, 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 squish. That was a scarier sound. When Dragon got further into the forest, he heard the scariest sound of all. Grrr, grrr, growl. For a moment, everything was silent. Then suddenly, grrr, grrr, growl. What could that awful noise be? Said Dragon. Grr, grr, growl. The growling got louder and louder. Grr, grr, growl. Finally, Dragon jumped in the air. Help me, he screamed. It's a monster. High up in the treetops, a light flicked on. What's going on down there? Shouted a sleepy-eyed squirrel. I hear a monster growling, cried Dragon. That's no monster, yelled the squirrel. That's your stomach. Now go home and get something to eat Before you wake up the whole forest, cried the angry squirrel. Dragon held his stomach. It rumbled and growled. He felt very silly. All at once the forest was dark again, but now Dragon was too hungry to be afraid. He ran and ran all the way home. When Dragon got home, he cooked up a giant Halloween feast. He made pumpkin pies, pumpkin soup, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pizza, and pumpkin ice cream sundaes. Oh, goodness, that sounds delicious. Then Dragon ate and ate and ate and ate and ate until he was as round as a pumpkin. Have you ever felt so hungry that your tummy went grrr, grrr, growl? I know I have before. I don't get very happy when I get that hungry. Is that what you thought chapter 3 was going to be about? I didn't think it'd be about him being hungry at all. That surprised me. That was kind of a silly story. I hope you guys enjoyed this book. We can't wait to see you on Tuesday at school. Thank you, Hallman Huskies, for being so awesome and being at school. And I can't wait to see if we make our goal of having really super awesome attendance like we did in September in the month of October so that we can get our mariachi party and our piñatas. It'll be so fantastic. And you guys have been doing a really good job. So keep it up. And don't forget to bring candy for those candy wars. We're getting closer to our trick-or-treat event at Hallman. And I can't wait to see which class is going to win our candy war. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.